Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. And it's a TGIF, folks. Let's make it a great one. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We have the Dow up 48, NASDAQ up 12, S&P's up 5.5. Gold contract up $1.40, trading at $1,267 an ounce. Silver up 4 cents at $19.18 an ounce. Platinum up $5 at $1,409 an ounce. Copper $3.16 a pound. Light sweet crude down $1.11 at $93.94 a barrel. Bonds, you have the 10-year up 2 ticks at 125.02. The 30-year down 10 ticks at 137.28. King dollar down 69 ticks at 83.76. You got the euro up 13 at 129, and the yen is down 21, trading at 105.06. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at it. What do you have? You have deals in the market as normal. We get to a price point today of $19.90. It rejects lower price. Has lighter volume on the daily. Weekly, though, this is what you're going to have on the weekly, folks. On the weekly, what you're going to have, especially for you folks that love candlestick charting, you have one beautiful doji that's set up. The key is that are you going to close under 2005.04? Bottom line, it's set up, and it's set up in all the indices. And, of course, with a doji at a high, you have to get a follow through the next week. We'll see where that shakes out. Dow Industrials, it's up $50 right now. You can make the argument with the Dow as they're pushing into the highs, they're pushing into the lows. If I give it the benefit of the doubt, I can say it's pushing into the lows. That won't make any difference on the weekly basis, however. This is why. Your Dow Industrials, we got to a price point out here of 17,161, which got over the highs of last week, which got over the highs of the 25th and the 18th of July. At this particular point, we're going to close under all of those with a nice little doji setup. NASDAQ Composite, same setup in the composite. Same setup on all the indices, actually. Composite got to a low today of 45.42, rejected that low, will have lighter volume, I suspect. That's on your daily. On your weekly, what you're going to have set up there is a nice little doji also. The weekly close, you're looking for a close under 4580. We'll see if we get that. Right now, we're at 4575. You go to the SPY, we take a look at the correlation inside the SPY, and this is what you have. We, right now, on a weekly, this is what you got. We need a close under 200.82, and right now you're over that. You're at 200.91. If you remember that, that's what happened last week, too. We closed at a high, went to a higher high. So on the SPY, it's 200.82. That's what you're looking for. This week we did 283 million, so you got what? 728. That's going to set up the 350 million deal. Why? Because we have one less trading day. And the bottom line is that you should be at like 500 million. So it still doesn't have the juice. The real key is going to be inside the SPY. Will it close over the 200.82 level? If it does, you can go higher. The NDX 100. We take a look at the NDX 100. That also 24 million. That's really not lighter volume at the lows, but it's still a rejection of lower price. On the weekly basis, this is what you have on the weekly basis. Weekly basis, thus far, we're going to be pushing out, I suspect, about 100 million. So what that sets up is 125 million, and you should be banging out about 140, 150 million. On the NDX 100, or the QQQ, you're looking for, if you're bullish, you're looking for a close over 99.91. If you're bearish, it's underneath that particular level. Gold contract. We go over to gold, and for a Friday coming into after a week that it's got toasted and roasted, gold got lucky. Let's take a look at it. You had gold go down to 1258, and 1258, by the way, folks, what that number was, that was the highs of the lows, you know, and where that number was coming from is when you go back to the June level, and that's, for some reason, gold likes to do that. It got into that level, rejected that level, has lighter volume. Gold, we've done 97,000 contracts. What you want to see with gold, however, to get inside the larger range, is that it would have to be up another $10. We're at 1267.90, 1277 gets it back inside the June 19th day of strength. Bonds. Now, check this out. Bonds are volatile beyond belief, baby. TYZ4. Okay. Bond market yesterday goes south, has some energy as it goes south. There she is. Okay. So today, what ends up happening is that the jobs number come out. And as the jobs number come out this morning, folks, the number that most analysts were looking for is somewhere in the course of 220,000. We came out with 142,000. Okay, so the numbers didn't make it. Markets at that particular point, the S&P was down 8 points. It ended up going up. It was only down 3 points. Bond markets were down. They basically went back up. They went to 125.21. This is the 10-year. And you went into that, by the way, with effect, and with force. We got over the highs. Last time we were going down with 1.3 million contracts. You're going up with 1.5. Now, what's dicey about this, however, inside the 10 is this, is that you got into a high today of 125.21. Right now, we're 125.02. So it gave up all of its gains on that spike. Now, it has certainly done that on lighter volume. The spike higher this morning, folks, you had 263,000 contracts on the way up. That's on a 10-minute. On the 10 minutes right now, you're only doing about 38,000 on the way down. So the number to watch, and it's going to be on Monday, the number to watch is going to be this 120... Yeah, it's the 124.26. That's where it took off from at 8:20 this morning. The 30-year looks like they're trying to hammer this 30-year right now. If we take a look at the 30-year bond right now, 30-year, yeah, they are hammering it right now. So the 30-year, so the 30-year bond got to a high today of 139.02. It's at 137, which is a trip, 29. So what the 30-year has done is that it's broken its lower swing point from Wednesday, and you have higher volume. So what that sets up on the 30-year is 137.19. That's about 10 ticks from where we are. The yield on the 10-year out here is 2.460. So that yield is still pretty cool. And if you are shopping for mortgages out there, folks, now is the time to do it, because a 30-year you can lock in at about 3.9. 3.85, 3.9, you should be able to lock that in. And yeah, my take is bonds are going to go higher, but you know what? Don't mess with it. 3.9 is a beautiful lock-in. King Dollar. Let's go take a look at King Dollar out here. We take a look at King Dollar. This is what you have with King Dollar. Wide price spread yesterday, expanded volume, all of the above. And she backed down today to 83.58, but rejected that lower price. Longer term, where King Dollar wants to go, folks, is 85.50. That's what's written all over King Dollar. We take a look at some of the, well, actually, let's go to the FTSE first. Over in Europe, with the FTSE, that couldn't handle a higher price out here. Again, this is amazing with the FTSE, folks. The FTSE has been trying to break out of this consolidation for almost a year. The top of that consolidation, yeah, it's since January 20th. We've been trying to break out of the 68, 67 area. And it's been up there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the sixth time it's been up there. And guess what? It's the sixth time that it's failed. It's pretty amazing. You don't see that too often, that you get up to those numbers and they just can't handle it. But guess what? You have it in the FTSE. Actually, this gets interesting. It's actually a year and a half. When I just brought this back, the first high that had been generated up there was May of 2013. And it just can't handle it. And it doesn't have lower lows yet. Bottom line, though, there's something that is just selling like crazy as soon as it gets to that 68, 80 area. The DAX in Germany, we take a look at the DAX in Germany, what we have in Germany. Germany today was up 22 bucks. No big deal. No juice behind that move. 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the markets, folks, we have the Dow Industrials up 52, Nasdaq up 13, S&P's up 6.5. We'll be right back.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Many of our new listeners have heard about Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on Chinese stocks, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing. Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Right now, you get the Dow up 46, Nasdaq's up 12, S&Ps are up 11. And when we take a look at this market as we come into this closeout here, it looks like right across the board, you're going to end up with a bunch of dojis at the high, deviants, no doubt. Another high, however, this week. The real key is going to be how does that S&P cash close. So when you look at the cash, folks, what you have with the cash is this. The cash right now, we're 2004. And the number, the benchmark number, is 2000. It's going to be a trip. Okay, it's 2005.04. As they say, we'll see whether the invisible hand can get it up into that number. So technically, that it's set up to go to higher highs. You know, we'll see how that shakes out coming into the close. Some of the Dow stocks out here, we take a look at. Excuse me. American Express is flat. You have Boeing down 76 cents. Oxy's off $1.57. You get GM down 4. GE's up 8. I get Big Blue is up 31. If we go over to Oxy just for a second and see, Oxy got hit yesterday, so it's like, what's hitting that market? She's just in a consolidation. Okay, so she's $100.81. She does want to run down to this 96.82, and what's still hanging out there is that March low of 91. If we take a look at the XLE, the whole sector, the gas and oil sector, that's up 41 cents today. That is trading 7.5 million. We put this on a weekly, and what you're going to have on the weekly is that she is coming into the lower B point, and she's got some juice coming into it. So she had made a high last week with 22 million shares. We're already down on the way down 35 million, and of course that's minus 1 day. So that adds up to 9 5s of 45. 45 million on the way down versus 22 on the way up. The XLF, we go into the financials. We take a look at the financials. Financials out here today. What is unusual here is this, is that the rest of the market, you know, kind of bounced back here. And the financials who have been hanging up at the highs, you know, got down to a low today of 22.26 and 23.26 and really haven't bounced yet. So it's going to be intriguing to see how these babies close. If we do take a look at the financials, though, what you will see, it's a beautiful-looking doji right at that high, no doubt about it. XAU and the HUI. So Friday, coming into the weekend, the gold market folks, bottom line is that they didn't hammer it. What's going to get intriguing here is that when you actually look at the XAU and the HUI, and we won't get this number until after the market closes. The XAU right now is at 94.93, and that was where the strength came in June. The volume is 141 million there. I don't expect we're going to do anywhere near that. No, we're not. Okay, so watch this. I have the volume for the last 3 days. So you got 23, 30, 43, 45, 55, 60. You're at 59 million right now. So realistically, it'll come in at about, let's say it comes in at 80 million for the year. I mean, for the month. 80 million is going to be going against, what did I just say, 140 million? Put this on a weekly. So 80 million is your stat. Yeah, this is sweet. Okay, you're going against 141 million, and you didn't make it to the lowest swing point, which was 90.92. It made it to 93.95. That's in the XAU. We go to the HUI. We take a look at the HUI, the Gold Bugs Index. Gold Bugs Index, the gap, number one, is 225.96. This one's going to get really interesting. Why? Because we made it into the gap, and thus far it's rejected that gap. We put this on a weekly. We look for that volume statistic. We're dealing with 92 million. The low is 217. It didn't even get close to 217, this one. And so 217, you're dealing with 12, 30, 42 million. So let's see, 12, 36, 42 million, 15, 30. Okay, so 14, 20. You're dealing with 60 million. So 60 million for the week. And what we're doing there, folks, is that we're turning around saying we got to add in a day. You got to remember something. When you're doing the volume statistic this week, you got to add in a day. 60 million is going up to 92 million. You know, so that is also coming in there with lighter volume. You know, we'll see whether these can get any strength next week. They're going to absolutely have to build some cause, meaning going sideways in order to build cause far higher price. That's the reality. Why? Because when you come down that fast with that much price destruction, it takes a billion cars to basically repair and to get enough energy to get up and over those levels once again. We go over and take a look at the biotechs now. The biotechs, folks, check this out. So the IBB right now is only down 94 cents. The biotechs were giving it up this morning, giving it up on spades. So what do you have? And this is where you want to make sure that you do your dailies and your weeklies. So the biotechs, we're at 269 right now. And when you put that up on a weekly chart, what you're going to have is this. You're going to have a test of the high from February. That high was 275.40. We went to 278.78. And you're going to have a failure. And you're going to have a failure in dramatically lighter volume. Thus far, we've done, it looks like 4 million. What do you hear this one? This stat is really whacked out. Let's see. IBB. 1.2 million. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's say I'll ballpark it at 5 million. Ballpark it at 5.5 million. And we go say, what are we going against here? And you're going against 8.4. So your characteristic would be you got to a higher high, approximately 5.4, against 8.4, and what do you have? Well, guess what? What you have on the IBB is you have that high volume on the way down at 226. And what you should do inside, this is what's so cool about the IBB also, folks, is that the IBB, because of the weighting structure, that Gilead Science is 9.4% of it, Celgene is 8.8, Amgen is 8.5, Biogen is 7.5, Alexa is 6.5. You don't have to go that far and go through that many equities to turn around and say, okay, does this thing want to go up or down? If we go Gilead Sciences first, guess what? This thing wants to not only go down, but go down dramatically. It hit a low of 97 today, came all the way back, but what's sticking out like a sore thumb? Monster volume, 30 million shares. That's after making a high with 14 million. I suspect what that is all about. I mean, the downdraft out here was, yeah, you had a big seller, number one. In fact, let me go find that big seller. 106, 97, 97. No, the first sale was 213,000 shares. You stay right there, folks. It's Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. We'll be coming right back. The Dow Industrials right now down 41. We're going to be right back, folks.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock in option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full custom customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Andy Heck's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund is currently offering 4-year first mortgages on many of the fully renovated properties that it has purchased. The first mortgages are third-party appraised with a maximum loan-to-value ratio of 70%, providing a secured investment that pays a fixed return of 5% annually, which works out to a monthly income of more than $416 per $100,000 investment with your principal intact and secured. These 4-year first mortgages are perfect for anyone looking for a secured investment that provides monthly income much like a CD. For more information, email tigerfund@tfnn.com or click on the Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund banner along the right side of the tfnn.com homepage, or call our office directly at 877-518-9190. There's a limited supply, so act now.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Some of the these are the highest volume stocks in the market today in a low volume market. You have Bank of America down 11 cents, Gilead's off $2. You have Facebook up $1.22. Walgreens is up $1.91. We have, Marbell's up 16 cents. Michael Kors is down 3.72. It's surprising that Michael Kors isn't down more than that, because what you do have, you're at 76.23, and what you do have there is that two of the largest shareholders bailing. They're going to do a secondary, moving that baby out, and it is down from a high of 101. But its bottom line is like, okay, this is intense. This is going to be an ABC structure on the way down. So Michael Kors, what an extraordinary run this has been. So it went from $40 to 104. Let me pull this back a little bit more. Oh, it went a lot higher than that. We pull it back. Okay, so yeah, it went. Whoops, 1 second. There we go. So Michael Kors went from $25 to 100, 4-bagger. you're pulling back now, and this thing can get down to $65. You're at 76 right now. Now, the thing that's going to get interesting about this, as I look at this, no, it's okay. It doesn't have that volume at the highs. This is an ABC structure on the way down. It's building cause on a monthly basis to basically take that baby out. So we'll see how that shakes out. But it's wants lower price, and the amount of stock that they're selling is pretty extraordinary. You know, it's across the world right now. There's no doubt that, you know, there's a lot of problems, right? If you've been following the UK and Scotland, okay, and this is where it comes into good old Braveheart and William Wallace. Scotland right now, folks, is going to have a vote in 2 weeks. And what that vote's going to be all about is, are they going to break away from the UK? And if you've been reading it, I happen to be reading it because I'm 1/4 Scotch and 3/4 Irish, okay? And I'd like to see them break away myself, okay? But check this out. This is pretty sick. So what has happened in the last 2 weeks, at the beginning of this, the folks that wanted to break away, the odds of that were pretty bad, okay? Just in general. The numbers weren't there. And then what has been happening is at first the UK brought out, you know, Mick Jagger, they brought out all these rock stars saying, oh, they should stay and all this, you know, to try to keep all these young people in there, right? Well, Cameron, okay, this is disgusting. That's the bottom line. David Cameron came out this morning. You know, NATO's finishing meeting up here. David Cameron came out. Well, the good news is that the UK must be so freaked out because the acceleration right now is getting really close, and the vote's getting really close because Cameron came out this morning, and listen what he said. This is his quote. Scotland will be more vulnerable to terrorist attacks in a very dangerous and insecure world. He said this, so he goes on, bottom line after this, that if they vote to be independent, okay, you know, guess what? You bring up terrorism. The take on this, okay, is disgusting in the context that, think about something for a second. People in the world right now are getting killed. And to lightly say that, oh, guess what? If you vote to be independent, guess what? The next thing that's going to happen, you're going to get a terrorist attack. It's disgusting. That's a typical, well, I don't even want to say a typical politician. Bottom line, you get the gist of it. And, you know, we'll see where that vote shakes out in the next couple of weeks. But my take on it is that, yeah, most of these politicians will say anything to stay in power. They've been telling them the last 4 months that they wouldn't be able to pay their debts. And this is where this gets really intriguing. You got to remember something. An asset has, well, you have a debt, but then you have an asset, right? And the folks that are pro breaking away said, hey, no problem. You know, you have the debt. Well, great. What's the debt on? Where's the asset? If we have the asset, we have the debt, no problem. Let's bring that back to the United States, because it was something that I learned years ago, and this was pretty cool. Because what folks always thought about the U.S. dollar, right, is that the dollar was going to hell in a handbag. And it absolutely was from 2001 to 2008. You know, it went from 121 down to 70, okay? But you have the fearmongers of the world that sell fear on a continual basis. And the fearmongers of the world that sell fear on a continual basis were always saying that we couldn't pay our bills. And that we were in debt like over, and, you know, we'd never be able to pay it. That, what was never brought up is that what is the asset base of that debt? And the asset base of the United States, folks, is phenomenal, okay? It's pure accounting math. Here's the debt structure on this side. Guess what? Here's the Grand Canyon. Here's Yellowstone. Oh, that's right. And here's 360 million Americans that work on a continual basis. Forget it, okay? You get the gist of it, you know. Fear sells, but don't believe in it, folks, okay? Because fear is not where it's at. You know, you either live in love or you live in fear. I've done both. Living in love is a lot easier, okay? Fear is something that folks like to, you know, put into everything, you know, because it's a way that you can control people and bring people in. If you hadn't seen it yet, that dinosaur that, wrap your head around that. The dinosaur, they found the dinosaur, a long time ago, 2005, I guess, and they've been, taking it apart since then. But picture this. You got to wrap your head around this. This dinosaur, they figure, weighed 65 tons. And they figure the dinosaur lived 70 million years ago. So 70 million years, wrap your head around that. Many times I've thought that, okay, are we like, like we have a little ant, and we look down on the ant and say, oh, that poor ant, he's only around a little while. When you think about 70 million years, I think we're like little ants running around also. 877-927-6648. Let's go take a look at the small caps out here. Small caps, what are we doing with the small caps? Okay, so the IWM goes to a lower low, rejects it on lighter volume. That's on the daily. On the weekly, what you have, it come into a swing point. The swing point we're talking about is 116.46 and failed. We're at 116.21 right now. We'll see whether it closes below that. The big number, of course, is going to be the SPX and the SPY. SPY right now is above that 200.82. That's the number that you're going to be looking for. I'd like to see, actually, it'd be sweet if all the indices in harmony can do the same thing. That's what we did. Excuse me, folks. That's what we did have yesterday. There was failures right across the board. The weekly, of course, is more important. The monthlies thus far, just like the monthly on the S&P last month, went to a higher high. That says that absolutely can go higher. The biotechs, let's go take a look at the NDX 100. So this morning in the NDX 100, as that was coming down, you had Gilead and you had Biogen that was taking itself. Priceline also was putting some juice into it. Priceline right now is down $31, and she's got some juice into it. This is going to get interesting. So Priceline is down 413,000 shares today. That's a monster expansion of volume. And she's going right after the swing low that was established on May 8th. May 8th, we hit 1,088. You had a counter trend bounce up to 1,328. And she's going right after that again. We bring this back a little bit further. Priceline's something that could really get hit. Okay, so Priceline still has a high volume low at this 1,088. That's what it's going after. And you do have an expansion of volume. Now, Priceline's a classic that we already have an expansion of volume without even adding a day into it. This week thus far, we've already done 1.1 million shares. Last week, you had done 761,000. You had done the counter trend bounce and made a high with 1.3 million. So this downdraft is going to be just about the same as the counter trend bounce came at the 113.28. For an ABC structure on the way down, it would have to do more than 1.6 million on the weekly basis as you got into lower price. Putting juice inside the NDX 100 today is Vertex Pharmaceutical. That's up 350. Express Scripts is up 225. SanDisk is up 244. And Micron Tech is up 76 cents. So if we go over and let's take a look at Micron for a second. Okay, so Micron on the daily, she's coming into 26 million or 14 million. You'd like to see a close. I'd like to see a close, personally, below 32.60, and right now we're at 32.83. So she's just tested the high of yesterday, which is 32.79. She's above that. Doesn't have the juice. We'll see whether they can just run it right into the close here. We don't have too long coming into this close. Yeah, you get all of 15 minutes coming into the close. They'll try to run every stock right now coming into the close, no doubt. 877-927-6648. Right now you got the Dow up 52, Nasdaq up 13, S&P's up 6.5. Gold up $1.70, silver up 15 cents. The bonds, 10-year up 2 ticks, 125, 30-year down 8 at 137.30. We're going to be right back, folks.
You've heard Basil Chapman on the air as the host of the Tiger Technicians Hour, and now's your chance to spend a full day learning his trading methodology, the Chapman Wave. Basil has taught thousands of students his trading method over the years, and on Friday, September 12th, he'll be hosting a one-day online Master Trader Series class. Included is a month of his daily newsletter, The Opening Call, a $128 value. Basil will cover a variety of topics and techniques that he uses when looking at key charting patterns that repeat consistently in the market and that you can add to your trading methodology. You have access to the full 8-hour archive for a period of 30 days, as well as availability to ask questions of Basil in the month following the course as you practice what he teaches in this full-day Master Trader class. For all the details, visit TFNN.com and sign up for Basil Chapman's Master Trader class on Friday, September 12th. Reserve your seat today.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the SAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. You get the Dow up 58, Nasdaq up by 18, S&P's up 7.5. We go inside this oil complex for a second. Oil and gasoline. Why? Because we know that that's going to impact each and every one of us, folks, each and every day. Oil right now, check it out. This is going to be really cool. This oil next week looks like it's going to get right down to this $85. This is what we're doing. It's a monster ABC down. It actually, you know, the contract for the week, all you need is to close under 93.72, and right now we're at 93.40, which is going to set up an 85 oil. We did expansion of volume today, or 247,000, and what that sets up for a weekly is that you're really hammering this thing down. On Tuesday, we did 320,000, Wednesday 279, Thursday 254. And we're at 247 today. Gasoline, even better, right? We take a look at gasoline, and gasoline is off a penny and a half today, almost 2 pennies. We're at 258. Gasoline, also monster ABC structure on the way down. It's a 25-cent deal. So the gasoline market right now, 289, 51, 61, 71, 81. Oh, it's even better. It's almost 40 cents. That gets you a 223, a 223 gasoline. That's wholesale. You get a 223 gasoline, folks, you're going to end up with about 40 cents, about a 270 at the pump. That is going to be a savings that is extraordinary. What's going to get intriguing there, of course, is that if, in fact, that's where the gasoline market wants to go. And this is now here. So check this out. This is pretty cool. Gasoline, the way that is structured right there, it is hammered. The swing point already broke with volume. Versus gold, okay? If we go over to the gold market, because you got to do those correlations. You got to bring them in together. It's not that they trade together, and they don't trade together all the time, but they both are priced in U.S. dollars. We know that dollar wants to go higher. It's like, okay, man, dollar that goes that much higher, can gold hold? You know. We'll see how that structure trades out. What you do have, though, on a technical basis, is that you don't have the same setup. In fact, it's not even close to the same setup. And why? And it has to do with that gasoline and oil was much higher than gold, you know, because, you know, gold was down at $12.40 in June. And, you know, you take a look at that oil market, let's see, in June. So if we do this correlation, we take a look at this correlation for a second. So when gold is at 12.40, whoa, there she is. Yeah, it's not even close. That's when oil was at 104. So oil is $10 higher. So that correlation isn't there, just even with the dollar correlation. What we don't want to do, what we don't want to see is in that gold contract is that that checks out at that 1240 area. What we did do today is that you came into the highs of the lows and you rejected them, and you did that with lighter volume. If I put the GLD up so you can see that correlation, GLD, of course, trades at 10% of the price of gold. What you'll see is the correlation is that you came into the 121.63 area. The high of the last test was 120.77. You did 63 million shares, and thus far, we're going to be lucky to do, let's see, 5, 10, 6, 12, 18, 9, 8. You're at 7 5s to 35. So you'd be banging about 35 million out. So the correlation is 35 million against 63 million, which was the high of the low in December, against 109 million. And 109 million is the benchmark, folks. So that's kind of decent there on the GLD, which correlates inside the actual gold market. Oh, and here we go. This is going to be a trip. You know, one of the tigers is saying that, hey, this market, well, hey, I got to tell you, one of the tigers saying, is this market this ridiculous? Is it ever going to go down? And the tiger answers them, yes, after the next election. In 2020. And then someone else says it's going to hang up there until Alibaba comes out. Well, guess what? Alibaba just filed. They're going to raise $21.1 billion. That means that Alibaba is going to be coming out with the IPO, folks, in the next 7 to 8 days. As soon as you get a filing like that, guess what? They're going to hustle on this thing as quick as they can. And, in the case of what the Tigers are saying in the den, it's going to be hard. The broker-dealer community, the banking community will do everything and anything to hold this market up until they can push that paper out, because that paper that they're going to push out is the largest IPO ever. It's going to be a $21.1 billion IPO, and when you do those numbers, the amount of money that is going to be made on that in the banking community is going to be absolutely astronomical. There's no doubt about it. So coming into next week is going to be interesting because of that specifically. And, in the NDX 100, it's going to be all about Apple. What you're going to have with Apple, I believe it's going to be on Tuesday. Apple has a big hoopla already. The way that the Apple is set up right now, though, Apple wants to go south. Apple come off its high this week with volume, can't hold price, still can't hold price. So what that is saying is that we are still going to continue going south. Question, one of the Tigers is saying, close your shots. No, I just keep your stop in. Why? Because you can still go sideways. The community itself holding a market up, it's easier holding a market up, particularly when you have so many banks that are involved in it, than pushing it forward. The holding it up aspect, because what you're also going to have here, you got to remember something, is, this is interesting. So Yahoo's going to collect so much money, it's amazing. Yahoo's going to be selling into this. They're going to sell 121 million shares. Or they're going to sell... Yahoo, after the filing, is going to own 16.3%. Let's see. Yahoo... and you get Yahoo selling into it. Jack Ma's going to sell into it. There's going to be so much money here. Alibaba filing shows Yahoo to own 16.3% stake after the IPO. So Yahoo... let me go look at Yahoo. Yahoo, folks, is still going to own a huge amount of Alibaba, which is just, and that's why that's staying at highs, too. Interesting. Yeah, so you get, let me put this on a weekly. Imagine that you make the right investment, in this case, Yahoo, and, that owning 60% after you're selling out is be incredible. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. Dow Industrials look like we're going to close up 60. Nasdaq up 19. S&P's up 8. We're going to be right back, folks. Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. It's a TGIF, folks. Kicking into the, summer's still here, but we're going to be kicking into that fall. That's a beautiful thing. Let's take a look at one of our belief cards. This is by Colette. Hope cost nothing. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow up 67, Nasdaq up 20, S&P's up 7.5. That's after all of them, folks. Rejected lower price, had lighter volume. We did 602 million on the NYSE. We did 1.6 on the Nasdaq. We go over and we take a look at this S&P, the cash S&P. This is what you have. We are 2006.78, and guess what? On a weekly basis, you do have a doji, but bottom line is that you closed over the 2005.04. That means, guess what? You can go higher. We had a high out here this week of 211.17. Dow Industrials, we go to the Dow Industrials. We set up the Dow Industrials. Inside the Dow Industrials, that rejected lower price, had lighter volume on the daily. The weekly, what we did with the weekly is we closed at 17,137. Now, that closed under it. So Dow Industrials, you can make the case, wants to pull back. Composite, let's go to the composite. We take a look at the composite. The composite was up $20. That hit a low today of 45.42, rejected that level, closed at 45.82. You take a look at, we put this on the weekly basis, and on the weekly basis, oh, this is intense. Okay, so check this out. On the weekly basis, this also closed at a higher high. The high of last week is 45.80. It closed at 45.82. That also says, guess what? NASDAQ can go higher. Gold contract. We go to gold. We take a look at gold. What do you have with gold? Gold rejected lower price out here today. Did it on lighter volume. Closed out at 12.69. You want to see this contract get back inside the 12.72. For Friday, gold acted great, folks, because that's when they can take it south and take it south in a big way. Bonds. We go to the bond market. You take a look at bonds. High volatility in the bond market out here today. TYZ4. So in the bond market, what you have when the jobs number came out this morning, everyone was looking for, analysts were looking for 220,000 new jobs for the month. 142 came in. That put volatility inside the bond market ASAP. And if we do take a look at what you have here is that you're at 125.02. You did 1.5 million contracts. You know, this is basically, you actually went to a higher high with volume. You know, closed at the lows, but you went to a higher high with volume. That's saying, guess what? Bonds still want to go higher. The rate on the 10-year right now is at 2.457. If you are going after a mortgage, it's a great time to do it, folks. You should be able to get a mortgage at 3.9 right now. So that's the 30-year we're talking, 30-year fixed. We go to the 30-year bond. 30-year bond was weaker than the 10-year. That actually broke a swing low and had volume on that break. So the 30-year right now, we're at 138.01, and let's see, 137.19 is game on that. King dollar. What do you have with King dollar? The King dollar refuses to back off. King dollar was trading out here today at 83.79, and the way King dollar has its eye on that 85.50 level. After the close out here, folks, Alibaba. Alibaba is going to be all the rage here for the next, let's see. So today is the, let's see what day, Alibaba seeking, okay. So Alibaba is going to raise they're looking to raise $21.1 billion. They start their roadshow on Monday, this coming Monday. The roadshow, of course, is going to just push into all the high energy operators that are in the business. They're looking to sell the shares, folks, from $60 to $66. They expect the IPO to price on September 18th with trading to start on the 19th. Let's go to John in Coeur d'Alene. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hey, not too much. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. You having a good day? Ready for a good weekend?
You bet. Are you?
Absolutely, man.
I know, me too. Hey, I was calling about MUX, McEwen Mining.
Okay. Let's take a look at it. You get McEwen Mining. The low is 170. The high is 374. Okay, so what are we doing with it?
I don't know. I was looking for an entry point, or is it going to be dead money for a while? I don't own it, but I'm looking at maybe getting some.
Yeah, I wouldn't be buying it right here.
Okay.
So what you had is this, okay? You know, on Wednesday, this comes down with some juice, comes down with 2.6 million, does 1.4 today, rejects it on, has lighter volume on the rejection. And, you know, that sets up as like, okay, you know, does she want to basically run back into the highs? The buy on this, I would let this test that 223 area, John. And the reason being is that then you can put the stop under $2, and you're going for the 319. You know, this hasn't shown any strength. That's the problem that I have with MUX right now. It hasn't shown any strength whatsoever. You know, people still like Rob. I like Rob. I mean, you know, he's a great operator. There's no doubt about that, man. But the stock has not shown any strength whatsoever. And I suspect at this point it has been holding up just on his name. Do you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too.
Yeah.
Is there any small players like that you look better to you off the top of your head?
Yeah. You know, and this one makes money. It's Great Panther. You know, GPL.
What's the call letters?
GPL.
GPO. Okay.
Yeah, it's a silver stock. I mean, they make money. They've always made money. It actually blows my mind. I mean, so they take in $54 million, and it's a dollar stock. You know, and it's a high volume high. You know, it's like it has a high volume high at 149. It has another high volume high at the $5 mark. You know, so yeah.
Okay.
Cooking, brother.
Yeah, well, I'll take a look. Thanks, man.
Okay, have a great one. Have a safe one. If you do want to test drive the Gold Report, folks, you can come over to our website at TFNN, go to newsletters. If you want to test drive the Gold Report, you go to investment newsletters. You can test drive that for 1 full month. If you'd like to test drive my Market Insights, the daily newsletter, at newsletters, you go to trading newsletters. You go to Market Insights. You can test drive that for 2 weeks. Inside the silver market, let's take a look at silver, SIZ4. So what silver did out here, silver also rejects lower price, had lighter volume today. In both cases, folks, what silver and gold did is that they went into the May and June highs of the lows, and that's what the metal structure likes to do. If you take a look at the GLD, what you're going to see is that the GLD went in there, rejected lower price, rejected the high of the low, had lighter volume. Now what you're going to need that wide price spread, accelerated volume to get topside. What does worry me a bit here, no doubt, is that we know that the dollar has proven itself and wants to get up to that 85.50, and in the context of the futures market, the oil market, that is crude oil, that's heating oil, and gasoline are all doing ABC structures on the way down. That's going to release a huge amount of money for all of us, particularly the gasoline market. Gasoline, wholesale gasoline right now is at $2.58. Looks like it wants to go somewhere around to the $2.35 mark. $2.35 mark is going to put unleaded gasoline at about $2.80, folks, very quickly. And at $2.80, I suspect we're going to get our mind blown that you can actually get out of the pump for less than $50. Pretty amazing. That's good. Let's go over to natural gas, too. So if I look at natural gas, where is she? So natural gas right now is at $3.80. Let me just look at this for a second. So with winter coming. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so natural gas. Yeah, she's hammering this bottom, too. So natural gas, A is 470. That's $1. That's $3.10. That's gonna be really interesting, man. Yeah, natural gas can go make a run for this. 310 will blow all those bottoms away. That's what it looks like, though. You stay right there, folks. I'm Mr. Dave White, our technology expert, is going to be coming back with me. Dow finished up 67, Nasdaq up 20, S&P's up 8. We're going to be right back, folks.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's the perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us. Dow Industrials finished up 67, Nasdaq up 20, S&P's up 10. And don't forget, folks, at TFNN, we have live programming every trading day. We start at 8 o'clock in the morning, go to 6 o'clock in the evening. We take that, we replay it. All that programming, you get right on your cell phone, TFNN.mobi. David has an outstanding show every trading day, 2 to 3 Eastern Standard Time. You can get it right on your cell at TFNN. And we are looking at a chart. We're going to be looking at a chart with investor intelligence sentiment.
Right.
And, you know, I was talking with David just shortly right before we were coming on, and this is a total mind blow. I mean, I know that we've been in insanity in the marketplace, meaning that the bulls have been running in an extraordinary way, but talk to us about this chart.
Well, this came out on Wednesday. I said, if there's one thing you want to be that would scare me as a long and make me stay up all night long, it would be this chart. And it is a chart back to basically, well, this one's back to 98, but this one, the data actually goes back to 87 and the crash, where we are now have even fewer bears, short positions in the market overall than we've had since 1987. I'm sure I didn't trade in 87. You probably paid a lot more attention to it than I did.
Well, I was on State Street then. I wasn't in the market. I was in the bankrupt bond market at that point. And you're not in the equity market, just the bankrupt bonds. And so in that case, it worked out pretty well. But what was intriguing is that, so when you're looking at this chart, folks, okay, I remember the August run-up before even September and October coming into it. And what it was is that every single day you're going up. There's no doubt. There was just no fear whatsoever. So that's incredible. And right now there's no doubt that the bulls have get rewarded every single time also, including today.
Today, yeah.
Including today. And so the key to that, to understand that, folks, okay, is that nothing is always the same. And guess what? The markets always go up and always go down, but they just don't go up forever. And I can totally understand why people think they'll go up forever because of the fact that this time is different.
It always is, isn't
and it always is, and that's and in essence, intellectually, I can understand this argument, though. I can understand the argument because of the fact that they're saying that, hey, the Fed has never done this, this hasn't done this. But what you don't get, well, this is still, we'll find out, is that the market is much larger than all of that, and it just has to do with how are the controls and where the controls go south. Now, we talk about controls. We get a beautiful picture if you're driving in your car. Dave's got a beautiful picture of the new Samsung. Now, would this be called the phablet?
This is the Edge.
This is the Edge.
They basically showed three new products this week. But one of the most interesting thing was the press with the drumbeat of nothing but Apple. Apple can't be defended.
Right.
Apple has a bulletproof vest on. Nothing hurts Apple. Nothing changes, right? Well, when they came out with these three products, we saw the $4 quick dive in Apple's price.
Apple went down 4% with volume, folks, that day.
With volume. And the reason was something we've talked about since November 8th of last year. I went and looked it up.
Oh, cool, right.
But we were showing that the patents, I go through the patents that these guys file all the time, and that's where we saw some of the first pictures we'll show in just a second. But if you're in your car, imagine on the edges of normally where your screen ends, that it just rolls off in a nice rounded corner.
Right.
Now, what they do on that rounded corner is now make it additional space. So instead of having your quick launch bar down at the bottom, it's on the side of it. But that side can be used for many other things. It's going to be used for ticker tapes.
Okay.
And what they can do is turn off the main part of the screen.
That's so cool.
And using about a 15th of the power, use that side strip.
Now, that's bigger than a phone, though, right?
This one's 4.7 inches. Yeah, it's a big phone.
That's bigger than this one, because I just got this one, too. Okay.
So it is slightly bigger. If you notice at the top, there's a little button on there.
Yes.
That's the pin. So these new ones all have pins. Basically.
Okay,
so
okay.
Instead,
like the first ones. That was a long time ago.
If you want to get, very detailed, if you're drawing on a picture, sometimes the finger's just too big, right?
Right.
You need a scalpel, not a sledgehammer.
That's so funny, man. I had one of those like 10 years ago. Maybe 12 years ago, with the one with the pin. I forgot what kind of make it was.
Oh, I've got one of those.
Yeah,
I'll bring it in one day.
That's crazy. So this was the key. Why Samsung, why Apple got smoked.
I think everybody woke up and said, hey, we'll get into it in a minute. Here's a new smartwatch, and they've got a modem built into it. Here's a new screen, and they're showing off what they can do with graphene and the new production facilities out here. They can make the screen curved, flat, whatever they need to do, right?
Okay, cool.
So that's it. But we did show November last year, a small company in Japan had already started showing this off as a prototype. So apparently, and the patents were issued at the same time. And I already said, hey, this is going to be something that you really want to watch out for. It adds a level of use that a lot of people haven't thought about it.
Sure.
And all the Apple... It was such homers this week when it came to Apple. Everybody poo-pooed this for about the first half of the day, and then by the end of the close where Apple was down $4, all the people that said Samsung can't do anything, they're all horrible. Walt Mossberg, Samsung. I mean, it's so bad they can't. There is no ability for them to look past Apple in the press. And I think that woke them up when they got the $4 move, that maybe Apple does have some competition out there.
I can't wait for this announcement, whatever it is going to be. The reason being is that it seems that when, of course, Steve Jobs, when he was there, his changes were absolutely dramatic in the context, and everyone else had to catch up with them. It took them a year or 2 years. Everything that we seem to be talking about thus far, whether it's the watch, whether it's wearables, everyone's doing them at the same time. Apple's not 2 years ahead of anyone. Well, I mean, unless we see something different Tuesday.
When you make the first car, everything is revolutionary.
Sure, right.
Pretty soon it becomes evolutionary, right? It's just a little bit better. And so now it's a lot tougher. And two, I talked about this in my newsletter probably a couple of months ago. There, in technology and especially in disruption, there is the point where all the features of a product get fairly well defined,
right?
And the manufacturers that make them depending on their strength, will then start pushing the design one way or the other based on their
sales. Yeah,
right. But whatever their strengths are, they'll start playing to, and that's where you'll see the divergence, the next divergence. Right now, we're at the point where pretty much everybody, Android, Apple, pretty close to each other. They pretty much do the same thing. One person does one thing, in the next version it's already in that one, depending on which size. But we're in that point now where we're probably going to see over the next couple of years the divergence of Apple and Samsung depending on their strengths, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But wanted to show this watch too, because Samsung has a new watch out, and a lot of people reacted to this because it does have basically a cell phone inside it. So you don't have to have a cell phone in your pocket. Everybody's assuming that the iWatch from Apple and all the other watches that are out now talk to the cell phone in your pocket to get any kind of data, right? So the idea on this one is that you could wear it by yourself, and if you're out running, you don't have to have the entire cell phone.
That's right. No,
this is just a cell phone on your wrist with some features.
They were trying to sell me that when I was getting the S5. Yeah, and it's so cool. It was definitely cool. I just don't wear a watch. You know what I mean? You stay right there, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. We appreciate you growling a problem with us. And, folks, you can get David's newsletter by coming over to our website. Go to newsletters. Go to Tech Insider. You can test drive it right here, right now. Dave and I are going to be right back. Stay right there, folks.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
You've heard Basil Chapman on the air as the host of the Tiger Technicians Hour, and now's your chance to spend a full day learning his trading methodology, the Chapman Wave. Basil has taught thousands of students his trading methods over the years, and on Friday, September 12th, he'll be hosting a one-day online Master Trader Series class. Included is a month of his daily newsletter, The Opening Call, a $128 value. Basil will cover a variety of topics and techniques that he uses looking at key charting patterns that repeat consistently in the market and that you can add to your trading methodology. You have access to the full 8-hour archive for a period of 30 days, as well as availability to ask questions of Basil in the month following the course as you practice what he teaches in this full-day Master Trader class. For all the details, visit TFNN.com and sign up for Basil Chapman's Master Trader class on Friday, September 12th. Reserve your seat today.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders, take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
you take a hands-on approach to managing your investments. And whether you're bullish or bearish on U.S. Treasuries, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at directionshares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund is currently offering 4-year first mortgages on many of the fully renovated properties that it has purchased. The first mortgages are third-party appraised with a maximum loan-to-value ratio of 70%, providing a secured investment that pays a fixed return of 5% annually, which works out to a monthly income of more than $416 per $100,000 investment with your principal intact and secured. These 4-year first mortgages are perfect for anyone looking for a secured investment that provides monthly income much like a CD. For more information, email tigerfund@tfnn.com or click on the Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund banner along the right side of the tfnn.com homepage, or call our office directly at 877-518-9190. There's a limited supply, so act now.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. We appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. David has a picture up, and this picture is written in Japanese, I believe. In Chinese, okay, in Chinese. And tell us what it is.
It leaked today.
This is today.
In fact, probably about noon or 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Someone found it, and it started hitting all over the place. But a Chinese website that's selling the iPhones in China accidentally put it up before Tuesday.
And there's no sides on it. We're not looking at the sides like Samsung, right?
No.
So what do you think we're looking at here?
Well, we're showing what they have, which is on the top. There's a small rectangle. That's going to show the sapphire screen that's on the top.
I see.
See the sapphire thumbprint
yes,
sensor
I do.
down there. So that's already been sapphire for a while, right? So I'm assuming that's just showing the sapphire. It's got a new camera, but the specs also are starting to come out.
Okay.
It's basically a 3.5 megapixel forward-looking camera, a 8 megapixel out-facing camera. It has one new button that's a little weird on it, and that's all we really know about the hardware part of it, and that is kind of a slide switch. You can slide forward and back.
Is that the top one?
Yeah,
that's the top. There's three buttons on the side. Most of the time, folks, one just turns it up, turns it down.
Right, volume up, volume down.
There's a third one that David's talking about right now. Yeah.
So we've got that. Maybe it's an off-on switch. Who knows? But it's starting to leak out. And the problem is, the bigger that Apple gets, you got 200,000 people assembling these things, right? All it takes is one guy to start bringing pieces out.
Right.
In fact, I've seen several of the pieces and pictures.
And that, of course, stops the big PR, which is important.
On Tuesday.
Right.
And of course, they are going to be doing it at Tuesday. I think it's going to start at about 11:15 on Tuesday. So get ready to put your aluminum foil hats on, because it's going to be all Apple, nothing but Apple.
Yeah.
They're probably going to get the stock back up a little bit, I would think. No, and they're probably got a few things that we haven't heard about that are going to come out. But it is,
and if they don't, it's going to be a real problem, particularly because Samsung had something as a curveball for everyone else, literally.
Right. They didn't. No one knew about that. Yeah. But that's because they showed it before they shipped it, right?
Yeah.
Now they started building them the next day.
Okay.
Now Apple tries to wait until they're almost ready to go, right? Within a week or two.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they've been building them for 6 weeks, and things have slowly leaked out. Now, What you do know, though, is you're going to be able to buy a white one, a kind of a champagne gold one,
okay,
and a gray one. And that's the colors that they're going to come in.
Wow.
So that's it. Now, Motorola has not been sitting idly by. They have a new kind of earbud that is like a Bluetooth headset. But other than just being a headset, it will listen to what you say. So you can say, like, call Larry, and it'll automatically dial the phone in your pants and call Larry.
Really?
Yeah. So it's going to be able to work with the.
So most of those headsets, I believe the way that headset works is that you can hear the phone ring and talk into it, but you still have to hit the phone, right?
Right, you still have to do it.
So
this one's going to be all voice command controlled from Motorola.
Wow.
It's been something they've been working on.
That's going to be an Android system inside it, yeah, right?
Yeah. Now,
okay.
The one on the left is from 7 years ago.
Okay.
And the one on the right is an ad that just came out today. So they've been working on this for about 7 years.
Okay.
And originally they were going to release it, never did, for $99. It's going to be $149, and it's going to be out probably in the next month. But interesting comments so far from the people that have seen it. And they got a big...
I always think it's...
They got Beckham hawking it.
I can tell you, though, man, I think it's always something weird when people walking around with one
talking
of those things in the air.
Yeah.
It's, when this first started, right? I remember, walking by people and they'd be talking. I'd be talking, oh, hi, how you doing? And they just keep going. I said, what's going on? It took me a while to figure out that, they got something in their ear. They're not even talking to me.
Well, I always remember the guy that tried to get away that was in the mob by acting crazy, by talking to himself.
Oh, yeah.
And now everybody's talking to themselves.
That's
so
funny.
He couldn't get away with it today.
No, he couldn't. So now we get a picture of a woman in front of a huge screen. It looks like a 3D screen, actually.
It is. What Microsoft is doing is really taking their purchase of a company called Pixel Perfect to the next extreme. Originally, when you saw these big panels like on NCIS, where they were moving everything around, those screens were about $80,000 a piece. Okay.
And you move them with your fingers. That's
you move them with your fingers, just like a giant, giant really cool tablet.
Yeah.
Now this one's 52 inches, and right now sells for about $8,000.
It's come down that much.
From $80,000. Now, what Microsoft wants to do is get these down with the computer parts in it running Windows up to 105 inches, which we'll get to in a minute. And they want at least a 52-inch one to sell for less than $2,000.
Really?
So that was.
So what would you use them for?
Presentations in front of meeting rooms, everything else. But you'll be able to use any program that you normally would have on Windows.
It's slick beyond belief.
Right there. And of course,
so that's quite a business application.
What they did in their demonstration, which was in Australia on Monday, was show that they use the same interface on the phone to the tablet,
which is
to a laptop, to a desktop, to this thing that was 52 inches big, right? And so pretty neat.
No, that's really neat. And then this here, I'm looking, I don't even know what that is. It's a TV.
It's a 105-inch TV, now shipping from Samsung.
Ready for football.
Curved screen, and it's pretty magnificent. They showed this in Korea 2 days ago. But yes, it's going to be available here about $8,000. It's a 4K resolution, and just in time for Netflix streaming 4K resolution images in November.
Really?
Yes.
So check this out. This is pretty wild, folks. Last night I'm texting my son, and of course it's the first night of NFL football, right? So I'm watching football, and what had happened is that I bought a plasma Samsung 50, maybe 60-inch one last year, but I bought it after football season, right? I'm sitting in my living room, and oh my God, these guys were right in my living room. I mean, it was like one of the best football games I've ever seen. And it's just amazing. Do you know what I mean? I didn't realize that the picture could be that good.
Now, I cover the company, but since I can't pronounce the name since it's in Chinese, you'll have to get my newsletter to find out. But there is another company in China that has started production on big screens. But they are using a new technology called quantum dots. Now, most of these are what are known as OLEDs, organic light-emitting diodes. they're saying that they're going to come out with like 80-inch and 70-inch screens for 1/3 the cost we have now.
Really?
They're supposed to be shipping in the next month in China. We'll be seeing these after Christmas in the United States. Wow. So if you're going to buy something, I'm telling you now that at least the best information yes, it is probably time to wait.
I want one for outside, but I'm not going to buy a big one like that anyway.
But apparently the size of these really big ones is going to absolutely crater. Cool. Like I said, that probably already for sale. It takes a long while.
And the one we're showing, that's curved too, right?
It is.
That's cool.
Now, what's really neat is they've got a curved sound bar that matches it down below.
Do they?
Oh, it's... if you're a geek and you want a man cave and watch football or something,
right?
It doesn't get any better than that.
No, that's cool. Destiny. We got a looks like an this is you. This is an Xbox One game.
Right, but we've talked about how big games have become.
Huge.
And we're talking about a game that someone was going to spend $320 million coming out next year.
Okay.
This one comes out Tuesday. Same day Apple's going to launch theirs.
Yes.
They have spent over $500 million by the launch with advertising and everything else on this game. And
so this is just like a large... I mean, I guess the biggest movies cost
$200 million.
Yeah.
So
this is more than that.
It's more than twice that, right? Now, everybody would say, are you insane? They will probably start making money in the second week of shipping.
Really?
They'll probably be close to break even on the first 2 days of shipping.
That's amazing. So what does a game like that go for? Cost? Like
$60, $59.95.
Okay. Okay.
They'll have it across most of the Xbox and the PlayStations and that kind of stuff. It's going to come to PCs in a few months.
Like on your Xbox, is this something you just download to? You pay $60 to download?
You can. Okay. So the people, I pretty much think GameStop's living on a borrowed lifetime, just like Barnes and Noble and all those guys, right?
Because of downloads like that, right?
You don't need to go to the store anymore. You just click. Now,
will you get the physical disc?
No.
No, you can do the download too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then they're definitely out of business.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I said that, just because it would make, in one aspect, let's say, oh, geez, it'd be nice to have the disc. But if, in fact, you're comfortable without it, well, guess what? They're going to be out of business.
Well, you wonder how can you spend $500 million on it. But they have if you watch the videos of it, they've hired Led Zeppelin to do music for it. I mean, this is just like a big budget feature. They've got 300 artists.
Except the difference is
digital artwork.
I guess the difference is, and that's why they're so big, is that you watch a movie once, you're watching this every single day. You just keep coming back to it, right?
Well, you keep playing it.
Right.
I looked at one of the games, and I've now put in 150 hours playing it.
They keep track of it. So that's inexpensive, actually.
Compared to $60. But there's more. There's another way they make money. We'll talk about it when we come back.
Dave White, Tom O'Brien, you stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.
Andy Heck's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or Tiger TV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling out here. Don't forget, folks, Dave has an outstanding newsletter, the Tech Insider. Now, the way you can get that, you come over to our website at TFNN. You go to newsletters. You go to investments newsletters. You see the Tech Insider right there. You can test drive it right here, right now. You know, let me ask you something. You know, how long have you been in the tech business?
Well, I built my first computer when I was 16 in the basement of my house.
That's
out of
cool.
parts that, of course...
Like a Commodore or something? Or?
No. It was called an Altair 8080 back then.
I know the Altair.
Back then, memory were little tiny magnetic donuts.
Okay.
And my grandmother sewed all my memory for me together because you'd put these in a loom. And she started making money actually sewing the memory for my friends in the computer business once they figured out they could have somebody. She liked doing needlepoint and all that stuff.
Totally.
And once she got doing that for until they actually came out with chip RAM a couple of years later, she made a fine little business out of sewing the memory that I got her started on.
That's amazing.
But, you know, at that time... you'd flip 8 switches, you'd hit a button, you'd flip 8 switches, you hit a button, you'd hit 8 switches, and it really did nothing.
It would say 1, 1, or 2 or something, right?
Yeah.
But it's still cool, though. No,
you could play games, but it didn't even have a screen. It was like a typewriter, right?
Yes.
So it would, no interface for the screens or anything else. But it was the first computer, and I built it, and then I moved on to the other ones. But pretty much, I built stuff in the basement. I built a ham radio when I was about 10 or 12 years old, so I kind of started knowing electronics early on.
Yeah, right. And of course, you've seen the difference go exponential, right?
Yeah. So that was pretty much it.
And so inside the Tech Insider, what do you do?
I look for longer term plays.
Yeah.
So if you can't trade every day, most of these are longer term, that are based not just on technicals, which can change fairly quickly.
Sure.
But put together with fundamental reasons. A good argument.
A dynamic change in the marketplace.
Change.
Yeah, right.
A structural change in the market. Like today, I have a new play that I put in, and people know about it that have been reading my newsletter. But a good day to check out a free trial, because you'll see the argument for why I think the company is going south. I'm shorting this one.
Okay.
And why it's set up into next week, that I think that change is going to come.
I got it.
So
That's cool.
It is not only...
So what's cool about that is that you can trade both ways with a good fundamental knowledge. You use the technical knowledge, of course, but the fundamental knowledge is almost a larger deal because it's the larger picture. And we know you know what blows my mind about technology? That things are out of business immediately.
Things changes quickly. We were short. We made some good money shorting Cree, and we were talking about Sapphire earlier.
Right.
Well, there was a company that figured out a way to make LEDs and not have to use Sapphire in England.
Okay.
And I talked about 4 months earlier. Finally, the technical part of it lined up, and now we see these LED light bulbs for $4 in the store.
Right.
When Cree was getting $20-25 for them.
Wow.
It was an $80 stock, but we got our beaks wet on the downside of those.
Yeah.
But there are both good and bad sides to everything, and the news may change for the better or for the worse, and we've played both sides.
That's right. Pretty wild.
But
that's awesome.
that's it.
So let's see. We're looking at right now.
We're looking at the new chips from Intel.
Okay.
On Monday, they had the big convention in Taipei, and what I'm going to say is the one on the left is the old chips from Microsoft for a mobile laptop. Yeah, from Intel. From a mobile processor.
Okay.
Okay. The one on the right is like the size of 2 stamps. The one on the left is the size a little bit bigger than a business card.
Yes.
Okay. We've been talking about Intel just continually making smaller and faster and smaller and faster. The big difference this week is that these new M chips are going to come out for these really cheap computers and laptops for the fall, and you put that together with Microsoft saying that they won't charge $45 for the license fee for Windows 8 if the laptop is under $299. This new chip uses about 30% less power than the previous version that you would have bought yesterday, and it doesn't need a fan. So we're going to start seeing really long battery lives and very inexpensive PCs coming all this fall.
That's great. That just means more people are going to be able to get smarter. That's pretty cool.
It is. But Intel, we've talked about moving and trying to cut off Google and their Chromebooks, and they're very low into the market with regular keyboards and just things that you use to browse the internet. Intel and Microsoft have both gotten together and say, we're going to cut them off at the pass.
Wow.
Right? We're going to make these things cheap and fast, and we're going to make sure that we defend the low end of this market so no one can come in.
That's good. But competition is good for us.
Look for these things in about 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
And very, very fast, very, very power efficient chips here in the near future.
Hacking and more hacking. Yeah, this is a big deal.
Well, we saw Apple supposedly get hacked. They said they didn't get hacked. I instantly thought that they'd been hacked because I'd seen a lot of articles running across where Apple does have the Russian quote digital mafia making crime kits, making software to specifically attach the iCloud.
Okay.
And even today, the CEO came out and said, we're going to make some major changes.
Yes.
Even though we're not guilty, we're going to make some major changes,
exactly, right?
We're not guilty, though.
No, I know. Exactly.
Now, I did want to talk a little bit about passwords because a lot of people have been asking about it.
Two-factor authentication.
Right.
Okay.
We're really probably going to move to this, but it's going to have to do with something you have on your person.
Yes.
And then something about you that you remember, like a password.
Right.
And a thumbprint or a digital signal. My broker sends me a card every month.
Right.
And every day I have to put in a new number off that card.
Right.
When I log in to my broker dealer.
That's right.
You have to put your thumbprint in to get into
That's right.
to Bloomberg.
Right here, folks. Thumb. That's the only way you can get in.
And what it looks like, at least Apple's talking about this week, is going to two-factor identification. What I will tell you is if you have a password and it is a standard word with no punctuation in it and no physical number like 1 through 9, they can break your password in about 2 hours. Now, here's what I do. I use pass-phrases.
Okay.
Like a stitch in time saves 9. So you'll use the first letter of every one of those phrases.
Okay.
And then put in maybe a number, and then maybe a ampersand or up caret or a dollar sign.
Yeah.
That will make your password take about 6 weeks to crack. Who are they going to go after?
Wow.
After they give up in about 2 hours, they're going to go to the next person.
Because the bottom line, they can crack them.
They can.
When? How long?
Right, but
that's good to know.
But if you're a big movie star, they're going to spend the time.
Yeah.
But for you, they're not going to spend the time. Just do a little bit more in your password, and they'll pass you by.
Beautiful thing. Dave White, Tom O'Brien, we appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us, folks. Always remember, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Whatever you want in life, folks, visualize it like a nice big motion picture. Step into it, take ownership, and fly with it. Thanks for being here, folks. Dave and I look forward to speaking to you right here, Monday. Have a great one. Have a safe one. Thanks, man. Look at him, folks.